Okay, right. My number 4 is FIFA 13. Is it on your list? I assume it is.
It's my number 1.
How are you finding it?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I said in my review, it's like if you just coming to this fresh. If you've got the 2 football games to choose from and you haven't played a football game for a long time, then you've got to get FIFA.
No.
No. Really?
No.
Here we go.
No. Sorry, go ahead. Carry on.
No, it's your turn. Why
I thought you were
going
to go. I thought you sounded like you were gearing off to go off on one. Basically, I had to review FIFA, and I spent about 48 hours playing it almost non-stop.
Yeah.
As a package, it is absolutely faultless. And to be honest, if I ran a magazine or a website, I'd do exactly what Eurogamer did and give them both the same review score because they're absolutely phenomenal in different ways. I don't play football games. I mean, for the first time this year, I really got stuck into Ultimate Team. Yeah, Ultimate Team. I'd never really got involved in it before, but I really, really went for it this year. It is a work of genius, and I can totally understand how people who buy FIFA every year get ridiculously obsessed with it.
Also, and it needs to be noted that this was a DLC game a few years ago that you would have had to have bought FIFA and then paid for Ultimate Team, and now they're just chucking it in there. I think that's quite commendable. Yeah,
I mean, and then there's I can't remember what the name of the new mode is that takes real world data.
Oh yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
But brilliant, and it affects the commentary in the game. I mean, as a package, David Rutter, the head honcho who behind all of these games, he said, I'm sure he said it publicly, but he said it in other situations when I've been present. It's the best FIFA game we've ever made, and I can't argue with that. I think FIFA 12 was more. That was a real slap in the face because they tried something that could have fucking upset everybody and it didn't. It was just a great idea, tactical defending. But this year, I can't fault FIFA 13. I can't. It's an incredible package. If you're someone who plays football games all year round on your own and with friends, you can't fault it. It's a 10 out of 10 game. It really is. Like I said, I played it for 2 days straight. I was in awe of it a little bit, and then I went to go and have a couple of games online. And the least impressive thing about it is just the on the pitch action. I think that's slightly lacking. There's just
what did you feel was lacking from it?
It's difficult to describe. I mean, when John said in the past, he's been like, it's too fast, because he was actually at EA playing it. He's been there for months writing a review, and he said it's too fast. And I didn't agree with that because I like fast-paced games, especially football games. And after prolonged play, I'm just like, it is too fast. And the things that always annoy me about FIFA is that there's a prevalence of shit that you can't help. It's been less problematic in past games, but this year the amount of times just in matches that I've been playing online especially, but offline as well, where you really work to defend something, you hoof it just lands in some guy's in an opponent's, he gets it however, and then he just hoofs it and then he's got a goal. Those kind of sloppy accidental goals happen loads. It's really difficult for me to say. I've tried having this conversation with John because I know fucking nothing about football. But basically, the best way to illustrate it is that I was playing FIFA for that prolonged period of time, and I was absolutely loving it, thinking this is basically a masterpiece. If you are shelling out £40 for this game, you're getting every penny and then some.
Yeah, it's huge, Matt. It's the Skyrim of football games. Like seriously.
Yeah. It's almost future-proof. It's like, why would you ever need another football game? But as I said, I went to go and play a couple of games online. For some reason, I couldn't connect online, so I just thought, fuck it, I'll stick Pro Evo on. And I had one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had in my life, I think. I was on the edge of my seat. My heart was racing. I was playing online, Real Madrid versus Real Madrid with some guy. I won 2-1 by the skin of my teeth, and it was the most exciting game of football I've ever played in my life. And I sat back and I was like, that sealed it. But that's only because I only play football games when mates come over or we have a couple of games online once. So I'm not a football fanatic, but I can understand how you. I think it depends how you play the games.
Well, really. My theory is this, right? I think Pro Evolution Soccer does a better job. not forgetting everything apart from the on the pitch play, right?
Yeah.
I think Pro Evolution Soccer, and this is including like commentary and shit, because don't even get me started on Pro Evo's commentary. It's ridiculous.
That's fair enough.
Free kick.
Okay.
Just going by the gaming mechanics, right? Pro Evolution Soccer does a much better job of representing the sport. It's very random. Anything can happen at any time. It feels completely free flowing. There could be a moment where someone miskicks a ball and it sets up an opponent or whatever. That is completely lacking from FIFA. So that's where you're getting your excitement from, because anything can happen, and it does feel that you're not quite under control of the game, and it's very, very exciting, as is real football. FIFA's not got that. FIFA is very controlled. FIFA is very, it breaks everything down to lines, shots. If you take a shot, it usually takes a path that you've seen it take, and you could tell the moment it's left the foot whether it's going in or not. But the thing is, as a competitive game, FIFA's better because of that. Like, for example, I suppose it's a little bit like Dead or Alive and Street Fighter. Street Fighter is all about, making sure everything's even and that whoever is the better player should win to some extent. Okay, with FIFA, that goes against you every now and then. Whereas Pro Evo's more of the Dead or Alive, where if you're not taking it seriously, it doesn't matter if you lose. And some of the games, as John was saying, the goals are instantly rememberable because they're so unique. Every goal is very, very unique. FIFA hasn't got that. So although Pro Evo represents the sport better, when you're getting into competitive online playing, really getting into it where games actually matter, like, for example, in Master League, Pro Evo is so fucking frustrating. It's just ridiculous. And it's the same as last year, because last year, FIFA would be my game of choice, my football game of choice online. So I would play Seasons mode and stuff like that online with FIFA. But when my mates come over, we play Pro Evo, because it was more of a spectacle. It was more of a anything can happen, everyone would laugh and have a joke. But if you're playing some random guy, I do not want him winning in the 92nd minute with the ball bouncing off the back of my defender and trickling into the bottom left-hand corner because my keeper's unbalanced. It's just so infuriating. But the reason why I gave... because I gave FIFA 13 at 8 and I gave Pro Evo 7. And the reason why I gave it a point extra is because you can't discount all of the stuff, like all of the licensing, all of the presentation. When you're playing the seasons, the seasons mode, he's going through score lines and the draw for the next Capital One Cup game is being read out. It's incredible that it's all in there. And none of that shit's in Pro Evo. You've got one licensed English team in Pro Evolution Soccer. That's not good enough. It's just not. And I know that maybe they can't help with that, and that maybe EA's got that on a lockdown. I don't know the logistics of it. All I know is that it's not there in Pro Evo. Yeah. And that needs to be recognised, I think. I suppose it doesn't really matter. It didn't really matter during the initial Pro Evos because the gameplay was so much better. But now both sets of gameplay are really good. It highlights everything else that FIFA has got. And you can see how much of a better package it is.
Yeah, see, I don't begrudge anyone. It's, a couple of years ago, I remember thinking, if I wrote in a review of Pro Evo, whenever it was, I said, in a couple of years, there's not going to be anything in it. And I think the bottom line is that there's not much in it. And how you play football games, like I said, I don't give it. I turned on Master League mode and I played it because I had to review it. But I was like, I wouldn't be doing this otherwise. I've got no interest in this. Manager standing by a chalkboard going, "Do this, do that." I was just like, oh, no, thank you.
That's incredible, Master League mode, by the way. It's absolutely incredible.
But it hasn't changed since back in the day. It's proper old hat.
They have. They've sort of made it a little bit more accessible. You can. It reads things out to you that maybe you would have missed or have had to work out your own yourself in previous games, and it takes you through a pretty decent tutorial as well. So it's not too bad. But you're right, the basic concept's the same. But the idea with Master League is that you start off with a bunch of people. It's like the way I see it's like a post-apocalyptic football world where, like, say, the Premiership's gone, all these other things have gone, and they thought, right, let's just bundle some teams from all over Europe together. And although you've got Old Trafford, you haven't got any of their players. You've got all these like misfits, and then you start like you start liking certain players and you keep them and you flog off the ones you don't like for no other reason than, you know, they got the ump when you subbed them or something. And then the good thing about Master League is that it's so personal. It feels like you're creating a pub team that's taking over the world. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, if you were to really get into it, you'd realise how frustrating that game can get.
I understand. I mean, that's what I mean. The realisation of playing FIFA was just you cannot fault it for what it is. If you're a football fan and you wait, you know, I've got a mate who waits for FIFA he doesn't literally wait, but all he does is play FIFA. I've lent him games for the last 2 years. He's always like, can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? He never turns them on because all he does is play FIFA.
Yeah.
The fact that this is retailing for 40 quid, I know people bitch about EA all the time, but £40 for what you get is obscene.
Yeah,
it's almost like fucking 7 or 8 games in one.
Yeah,
and they're all impeccably designed. I mean, I've, because I sort of essentially press, I go to things where I sort of meet and interact with the guys that create it, and those guys love what they do, and they never make a mistake because they're lazy or they think, you know, they do it out of passion and love, and they break their backs every year to make an amazing game. And I marvel at it. I'm just like, this is incredible, but I can't. It's not for me. I'm not a football fan. As much as I respect what they do, it's not something that excites me. So the difference between seeing that and sort of admiring it from afar and turning on Pro Evo and having literally one of the most exciting games of anything I've ever had in my life. I was a wreck when it finished. When I won 2-1 somehow, I was a fucking wreck.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, right, I had a game very similar to that. 2-0 down with 10 minutes to go, and I won 3-2. And the goals that I scored were very, you know, like some of them were deflections, some of them pinged off the post and stuff like that. I was on my feet going nuts. I can't imagine what that other dude's doing, the other side of the world.
He's probably plotting to kill you.
Yeah, he might turn up any moment. But and that's what's kind of messed up with it, because if you do take it seriously, you are going to realise how random and frustrating that game can be.
That's what's really funny, and this happened last year because I picked FIFA last year. John has been on the Pro Evo since last year. He said that it was better than FIFA 12 last year. I was like, that's bullshit. It's a very good game.
It was good. It was very good.
It was not as good as FIFA 12. When I did my list of the 10 best games of the year, it was like in the top 5 because I was blown away by that game. But it's so funny when I talk about the things I didn't like back then about FIFA. He'd say this about Pro Evo. He'd say the same things about FIFA, and some of the stuff you said about how you hate the random nature of stuff and how it all seems a little bit fucking haphazard. I feel exactly the same way about FIFA. It's like I said, I can't stand it when I clear a ball and it happens to go to one of the opponent's players and he just runs forward a little bit, has a shot from the middle of fucking nowhere and it goes in. I'm just like, bullshit. That happens in FIFA to me all the time. Maybe it's the way I'm playing it. I'm not
Possibly.
sure. But
Pass it out from the defence. It's the new football. That's what I do.
Oh, no, that's always what I've done. And John used to... me and John
I've heard him say that. Have a word.
It gets so... Oh, mate. The amount of... Bash it. Since fucking over a decade long I've had to do that. Why don't you clear the ball? I'm just like... I don't want to hoof it. You want to have a bit of fucking variety. As soon as you get the ball into his box, he hoofs it. I'm like, rubbish. It's just shithouse, that.
I've got to play him at some point.
It will piss you off, I'm sure.
I will destroy him.
But no, the bottom line is this year you can't go wrong.
You really can't. You
can't. But if what you want is a game that you're going to play all year, FIFA. If there's something that you're going to play intermittently with friends and occasionally online, Pro Evo, I think it's the
I'd
better
say
game.
so. And as I said, like if you're bored of FIFA, like a lot of people turned off with last year's game, don't buy FIFA this year because it will do nothing to convert you. And Pro Evo is still a really good game, so get that. But I think if you haven't bought a game for a long time, football game for a long time, and you think, I'll get one this year, you've got to get FIFA.
Yeah, you do.
Because there's so much there.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I even went into the Ultimate Team auction house for a bit and started getting sneaky buys on players that no one had seen. I was like, I can totally 100% understand how people get obsessed to the point where they don't go outside for days on end because it's so well designed, so compelling, lovely.
One more quick thing: are you playing Pro Evo on the 360 or PS3?
360. Yeah.
Google the name DJ Damos, Daymos. He sells, or you can maybe chat to him, and he sends out these USB sticks that you plug into your Xbox, and it completely puts the licensed teams on Pro Evo for you. It's incredible.
Wow, that's because that's what's so funny about Pro Evo. There's almost everything about it is stuck in. Yeah, exactly. So stuck in the past.
Yeah.
But I remember eBay auctions like for fucking Pro Evo 4 or 5 or something years back, where people were selling the same thing for like silly money.
Yeah, memory card.
Yeah.
No, Google him. DJ Damos, his name is, and he does an incredible job every year of converting every team into a licensed team, including painstakingly pixel art in the badge, the sponsors, getting the boots right, getting the players right, getting formations right, even to the point where like it's got championship teams in there, it's got all the foreign teams in there. It's incredible. The guy's incredible.
How much does he charge for that?
I don't know. I think it might. I don't know. I wouldn't like to say. I've got no clue. But he's always hooked me up in the past because I bum him.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, at the end of the day, that means nothing to me because I don't even know who the players are half the time. Anyway,
that's true. But Blue must wind you up just a little bit.
Not really. I don't. I've started using. I mean, we were pissing. I mean, when John came down, he was with me for a long weekend when he was at Eurogamer. Actually, that's another thing. The FIFA nutcase friend that I said that I had, he came round here on Thursday because I got a copy a day early, and the whole idea was to do that thing that so endears us to women, which is sit in our own filth for about 24 hours and do nothing apart from play FIFA. But after a few matches, he said, "Let's try Pro Evo," and we didn't. That's what we did. That was our evening.
Yeah, Pro Evo is incredible for that. And not only that, it levels the playing field. So this guy that's been playing FIFA is suddenly not so great at the football games anymore. Yeah. So everyone's got a chance against him.
But we did the old switcheroo all night. Have you ever done the old switcheroo?
I heard you talk about it. What changing? I've noticed people do that to me when you drastically see their playing style change, and all of a sudden they're really kicking your ass. Yeah, it makes me want to smash my TV up. But no, I've never tried that.
Oh, it's the best way to play. I mean, it's annoying that I haven't always got someone here to do it because you can't beat it. You can't beat going 2-0 down, handing over to a mate, and the other player is so flummoxed by the change in playing styles that they don't know how to deal with it. It's the best way to play any football game, I reckon.
If only I had some friends, eh?
True that.